When it's raining at a racetrack, those in the garage sometimes have a way of going looking for trouble. But once upon a time, trouble found a merry little band of racers in the form of an imaginary big white dog. Imaginary big white dog, stay with me here. First, let's set the stage. As best memory serves, our group included Jeff Hammond, who was working at the time for Junior Johnson and Associates, and driver Cale Yarborough. A young and literally hungry Dale Earnhardt, Doug Richard, Dale's extraordinarily young Osterland Racing crew chief, and Dale's engine builder, Lou LaRosa. Jeff Hammond, the stage is yours.
We were at Bristol, and it was raining. So obviously, we weren't practicing. Came lunchtime, Dale comes over and said, "Hey, Hammond, you got a car?" I said, "No, why?" He said, "I was hoping you had a car. We'd run over this Chinese joint down the road here and get something to eat." I said, "Well, hang on here a second. Let me see what Junior's got going on. Maybe we can use his car." And Junior had, big 78, 79 Impala, four-door. That's what used to drive back and forth to the racetrack. So he said, he said, "Yeah, if y'all want to use it, go ahead. Y'all be careful." I said, "Okay."
A young Dale Earnhardt behind the wheel of somebody else's car? What could possibly go wrong?
Gave Earnhardt the keys, which, was not very smart on my part, but he knew where he was going and I didn't.
Yeah.
So we get in the car, we go to the Chinese restaurant, which is back over with us off now, 80, 81 over there. And we eat. No big deal. But the deal going over there, Earnhardt was doing his little bit of playing. And the place had some almost like road course type moments, going to Bristol, what I'm trying to say. It's curves, a lot of curves. So Earnhardt's sliding the Junior's car around and just cackling and carrying on like he always does.
Once finished with their meal, the group got ready to leave. Earnhardt grinned that crap-eating grin of his and handed Jeff Hammond the car keys. He then proceeded to triple dog dare Jeff to attempt to match his driving exploits on the way to the restaurant. It did not go well.
He said, "You drive." "Why you want me to drive?" He said, "I want you to drive. I want you to drive like I did going back to the racetrack, see if you can keep up with what I did." So, okay. I get goaded into it, and we're going through the mountains there, and I'm jacking it around a little bit. Come on, man, let it hang out a little bit. Let it hang out a little bit here. Let it hang out a little bit here. So we get up to, was basically a left turn, 90 degree, going back the road, goes straight back to the racetrack. And he said, "Pitch her in there. Come on, show me something. So I pitch her in there, and I'm sliding. Get in the gas. I get in the gas, and it's starting to come back around. All right, turn it back to left. And I got behind on the steering. Well, it comes around a little bit. Oh, now back right, and back left. Get up. Don't touch the brake. We get sideways, long story short, goes off the embankment. And we weren't going that fast, but I get it almost stopped, but it's still going faster than I could get it stopped. But I nose it off down the edge of the embankment.
For a few brief seconds, chaos. Dale, he was all up in the windshield. Lou LaRosa, he hit his head on the dome light inside the car, and he was bleeding.
Lo and behold, that intersection, Earnhardt looks and says, "Damn, look what's coming." Local sheriff.
Then and there, without a moment's hesitation, a plan was hatched. And miracle of all miracles, it worked. This is where the imaginary dog came into play.
Earnhardt, out of his mouth, just like he had planned it. Just remember, big white dog run out. Big white dog run out. Big white dog run out in front of you. Okay, big white dog run out in front of us. Then what? He waves the policeman down, and he's over talking to him. He comes back over to us, and especially to me. He says, "Just calm down." He bought the story, big white dog. He's gonna take me back to track. I got 4-wheel drive pickup truck, and I got a chain in the back. He said, "We'll get it took care of." All right. It seemed like it was all day. We waited and waited and waited. And fortunately, it quit raining. So, it was, but sitting there waiting. Here comes Earnhardt back, hooked the chain to it, 4-wheel drive, popped it right back out of there.
Damage to the borrowed car was relatively minor, but young Jeff Hammond still had to tell Junior Johnson about what had happened.
The only thing that I'd done to the car, I had broke the right front headlamp, because that's back when I had this big steel bumpers and everything like that. And I had shoved the grill piece back a little bit. That was it. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, dear God, thank you. Get in the car. He said, I see you back at the track. So I'm running speed limit. Ain't doing no shenanigans. Get back to the racetrack and park the car in such a way Junior can't see the right front headlight on it. So, I know that I got to go tell him.
There was only one problem once Jeff finally got back to the track. He had been sold out.
Well, I start walking up to him. And first thing come out of Junior's mouth was, what the hell did you do? Earnhardt could not wait when he got back to the track to tell him that I had wrecked it.
Earnhardt sold you out.
He did. He threw me under the bus and backed up to make sure he didn't miss.
1980, Cale Yarborough announced that he would be leaving Junior Johnson and Associates at the end of the year. Rumors soon started circulating that his replacement would be none other than Darrell Waltrip, a brash young superstar who had had more than one run-in with Cale. Jeff Hammond went to Junior Johnson with another proposal.
Dale and I, he spent nights at my house before him and Teresa got married.
Okay.
I knew the guy. I knew he could drive, and I liked him. He was Dale, who was also a smartass and cocky, but he did it in a funny way. And Darrell, on the other hand, to me, was always sarcastic, and I always felt like when he was being a smartass, he was being demeaning. And I'd seen some of the verbal exchanges between him and Cale, and Cale walked on water in my world. Darrell didn't. Yeah. And so him coming there and us not taking Dale Earnhardt, it hurt my feelings.
This was mid-1980 or so. Dale Earnhardt was in just the second full-time year of his career. He had a world's worth of potential, but Junior Johnson opted to go with Darrell Waltrip. Here's why.
I actually went to Junior and asked him, I heard you're talking about taking Darrell. Why ain't you taking Earnhardt? He said, let me tell you something. He said, I've been around this sport a long time. Earnhardt hasn't crashed enough cars to be what I need.
Really?
I need somebody that needs the money, and he's learned by losing, and that's what Darrell had lost a couple of championships. 79, he lost that championship. Yeah. And 80 come close again. Darrell's ready. Dale's not. I need somebody that can go out, and if we enter 28 races, he can bring it home 26, 27 times, because I'm going to build a race car that'll allow him to do that, and I need one to be smart enough to know how to do it.
Dale Earnhardt, of course, won the 1980 Winston Cup Championship, and Junior Johnson would be instrumental in helping match him with Richard Childress the following season. But what might have been had Jeff Hammond been able to convince Junior Johnson to hire Dale Earnhardt in 1981? My name is Rick Houston. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment below. How do you think Dale Earnhardt would have done with Junior Johnson as his car owner?